morning. Today is Thursday, March 3rd. I'm Danielle Wiggins with your 3 News Now morning update. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me on the WKYC Facebook and YouTube pages. We start with Hollie for a check of today's forecast.
Thanks, Danielle. And gosh almighty, it's cold. We knew it was coming, but it still feels so cold after, those 40s and 50s yesterday. We have sliced those numbers in half. We had snow overnight and slick conditions this morning. Temperatures will hold in the 20s all day. But the good news is we are going to see some clearing. It's going to be another cold night. And then getting into your Friday, we're going to remain chilly for this time of the year, not as cold as today. You'll notice that we do climb into the 30s tomorrow, which will feel much better. We'll see an increase in cloud cover. And then as we get into Saturday, our warm front lifts through, and my goodness, are you going to love every second of that one. Let's just keep focused on the moment, though, and we're talking about the cold today. 20s is where we normally are for lows, so we're not moving out of that range. Wind chills in the teens. Could still see a flurry or snow shower this morning. Otherwise, some sunshine. So the bright skies are nice, but you do need your winter coats, hats, gloves. Looking ahead to 30s tomorrow, still chilly for this time of the year. 65 on Saturday. Partly to mostly cloudy skies. Sunday, we bring that rain in, but it's going to be a mild spring-like rain. And then we'll end up in the 30s and 40s. Rain and snow Monday, Danielle, but much more seasonal looking ahead to next week.
All righty. Thank you, Hollie, for the update. And turning to the war in Ukraine, Russian forces laying siege on 2 strategic Ukrainian seaports as they continue to bomb the country's second biggest city. Kharkiv is under attack, and as the invasion enters its second week, so far over 1 million people have fled Ukraine. The United Nations says it's the fastest exodus of refugees this century. A second round of peace talks between Russia and Ukraine will begin today. The first round on Monday ended with no deal. And this morning, the Pentagon is postponing a scheduled test launch of a missile as the U.S. attempts to ease tension between Russia and the West. The Pentagon says the test of the Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missile could have been misinterpreted by Russia's President Putin. Last weekend, Putin ordered his country's nuclear deterrent forces to be on high alert. And one thing that you've likely noticed in the past couple of days is the rising gas prices, due partly to the situation in Ukraine. Crude oil is costing $110 a barrel now. In the past week, prices in Northeast Ohio have jumped about 11 cents. Currently, we found gas selling at as much as $3.69. Among the lowest we found, $3.39 at the Gulf gas station on Clifton in Cleveland. We spoke with Patrick DeHaan from Gas Buddy, and he said there are multiple contributing factors driving higher prices.
Keep in mind, the Russia situation is not the only factor pushing oil and gasoline prices up. Motorists across the country are starting to see the switch to summer gasoline. Of course, summer gasoline is more costly, mandated by the EPA under the Clean Air Act. Not only that, but gasoline demand is likely starting to rebound as temperatures warm up.
DeHaan said we could see prices around $4 a gallon in the next few weeks. And so many across Northeast Ohio have stepped up in recent days to figure out ways to help the people of Ukraine. And this morning, the focus turns to food, specifically Cleveland Pierogi Week. Restaurants like Immigrant Son Brewery are donating some of the money that they will make through the sale of pierogies to aid organizations helping Ukrainian refugees. This push was started by Market Garden Brewery, who is also participating in the week-long event. Immigrant Sons Brewery owner Andrew Ravi says he even had a customer give extra money after buying his pierogi to support the cause.
Food is what brings us all together. It's grandmother's recipe. It's bringing back childhood memories of get-togethers, of celebrations, of holidays. It's also how we share culture with one another.
The jumbo pierogi is on their menu year-round, but just like every other Pierogi Week participant, they are selling 3 regular-sized for $7. Deals for Pierogi Week run through Sunday. More local stories we're following this morning. Here's what you should know. A bill to allow Ohioans to carry concealed weapons without training or a permit is on its way to Governor DeWine's desk. Senate Bill 215 passed the House and Senate Wednesday. It applies to adults 21 and over who can legally own a gun and removes the requirement to tell law enforcement officers about weapons unless specifically asked. DeWine's office says it's reviewing the legislation, but it's unlikely, or likely rather, that the governor will sign it. And Ohio's latest redistricting maps are now in the hands of the Ohio Supreme Court. The Redistricting Commission gave the okay to the Republican proposed maps yesterday. It gives Republicans 15 state seats compared to the current 16. Democrats oppose the plan, but it is up to the state's high court to decide. Republicans hope to get it passed ahead of the filing deadline for congressional candidates, which is this Friday. And there was a huge show of support in the community as people gathered to stuff the squad. The Parma Fire Department and University Hospital's Parma Medical Center teamed up to collect donations for St. Anthony of Padua Elementary School. The hope was to replace items that were destroyed in last month's arson fire.
We have the ambulance full already, and then we had to bring another truck up here to start filling that as well.
The arson fire caused around $1 million in damage. A $12,500 reward is being offered for information in the case. And the United States Post Office says they have delivered more than 270 million COVID test kits to American households. The free test kits were a part of President Biden's plan to distribute free at-home tests to Americans. In order to get a test kit sent to your home for free, just go to covidtest.gov and click on the button that reads Order Free At-Home Tests. And looking at COVID-19 cases here in Ohio, cases across the state remain below the 3-week average. On Wednesday, 1,171 cases were reported. Hospitalizations statewide also remain below average. And because of the constant low case count, Cuyahoga County Executive Armand Budish is lifting the mask mandate in county buildings. Cuyahoga County is listed at the medium level per CDC guidance based on the level of spread. Well, thank you for taking time to join me for this 3 News Now morning update. Our digital team will continue to bring you the stories making headlines around Northeast Ohio and beyond. Make sure you continue to check the social media pages of WKYC and, of course, WKYC.com throughout the day. I'm Danielle Wiggins, and I'll see you tomorrow morning on Go. Woohoo! It will be Friday, starting at 4:30 a.m. Have a great day, everybody.